Sure.
Hello, friends. This is film critic Ahwaan from Cineblues, and we have a special guest with us today. He's described as a man of many abilities, and he had a prolific career at our country's leading radio stations. And ever since, he directed some of the most successful and award-winning mega projects for Fever FM, which is an enterprise of the Hindustan Times Media Limited. So please welcome the man with impeccable creative vision, Mr. Sumanto Roy. Hi, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you, Ahwaan. How are you doing?
Thank you, sir. So, Mr. Sumanto Roy, you have acted in Criminal Justice Part 3, the Adhura Sach, and it must have been a great experience. And before we go into that, I would like to tell my viewers that you were the creative director of Commander Karan Saxena, which was the first project with the M&M Talkies, and it was the Spotify original podcast. So can you please tell about your experience about this Commander Karan Saxena?
It was a fabulous experience because, Mantra, who's the owner of M&M, and he's doing a fantastic job in terms of podcast. I think India's one of the most prominent shows, either on Spotify or on Audible, are being produced by M&M Talkies, and it was a great opportunity. Mantra called me, and we decided that we'll do this together. So this a base called Mr. Amit Khan, and he's created this character called Commander Karan Saxena.
Yeah.
And so Spotify gave us three stories, three books to convert it into an audio drama or an audio film, and that's what we did. And we had a fantastic cast.
So, sir, kindly tell about your experience of working with the audio podcast Commander Karan Saxena, please.
It was fun working with M&M team. M&M and Mantra, they are one of the premium podcast producers of India, and they have been really doing awesome work in terms of audio podcasts, audio dramas, and these kind of shows. So I got a call from Mantra, and because I have been doing audio dramas for almost 12 years now. So I've produced and directed Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Kya Wo Sach Tha, all these popular shows, award-winning shows. So he called me, and we collaborated, and then I creatively headed this show. So this is a Hindi pulp fiction, a full action drama kind of stuff. It is based on a very popular Hindi novelist called Amit Khan. Amit Khan Sahab has written a lot of novels, and Spotify gave us three books and asked us to convert it into an audio film and an audio drama.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. The cast was awesome. We had Sonu Sood playing Commander Karan Saxena. You can't think of a better actor to play such a character. Then we had Swarupa Ghosh, who was playing Alaya, who was the narrator of the show. Again, a very prominent and a very fine, refined actor. Then we had other actors, like we had Kabir Sadanand doing audio for the first time.
Okay.
Then we had Sanjeev Jatangia again. So we have a lot of good ensemble. We have Mir Sarwar playing a character. So it was a good ensemble of cast, and I really loved working with the whole team of M&M and this beautiful cast.
So, what is your take on the? This is a very new and innovative kind of thing, right? This audio podcast and people like. What do you feel about the? What is your opinion about the audience? Do we have a good chunk of audience who are actually, interested in audio podcast? And your film specifically caters to the action genre, right? The Commander piece. So, what is your take on that?
See, I tell you, podcasts in India work in a very different way. Like if you go to the
Okay.
Western world, the podcast is basically one person talking about some subject. Maybe he will have some guests to interview. It's a very, very, you can say, a radio format of talking about a subject and interviewing people. That's what podcast in Western world means. But
Right.
in India, it is very different. In India,
Yes.
people like story. People like storytelling. People
Right.
love to hear a lot of sound effects. They want to hear drama. So I tell you, some 10, 12 years back when I made Ramayan for radio, that time there was no concept of podcast in India.
Mhm.
So like no audio dramas of that level were produced at that time. We were the first one to produce an audio drama in such a large scale where we had actors like Nasiruddin Shah, Om Puri, Anupam Kher, Ratna Pathak,
Right.
Javed Jaffrey, you
Absolutely.
know, or that category of
That,
actors we had when we did. We won 1 to 2 New York Festival Awards for that, and it was New York Festival Awards for radio industry is almost like Oscars for film. So it
mhm.
is that big for us. And
Right.
bringing in two categories winners, it was quite a proud moment for us. And then we started seeing that these kind of audio dramas had a lot of demand and a lot of audience wants to hear it.
Okay.
Then we experimented from bhakti, then to we moved on to Desh Bhakti. We produced Gandhi with Rajit Kapoor, Farooq Sheikh Saab, and Sachin Khedekar Saab.
Mhm.
Then we moved on to other genres like horror, crime, sitcom. So we tried experimenting a lot of things, and that was the time when India was introduced to this concept of podcast, and podcast companies also understood that the kind of content which will work in India is storytelling. It will be audio dramas. That those kind of podcasts will work more, and they still are working superb. That is why companies like Audible and Spotify's of the world are producing such large scale uh, audio dramas. So yes, and there is a lot of audience. Uh, I didn't believe earlier, but the fan following is amazing. There
Okay.
are a lot of people writing to us about how they felt about audio drama, uh, how they liked it. Sometimes they criticize also. Okay, okay, we didn't like this thing, so it comes as a lesson for us also. But it's a very interactive uh,
Yeah.
medium, So yeah, it's great. It's doing well, and I'm sure in future it will do even better.
Great. Great. So, uh, from podcast, from directing audio series, you have made a plunge into acting now. So, what was the reason behind it? As in, if I may ask.
See, I used to do theater before getting into corporate and all these things.
Uh-huh.
I used to do theater, and that's where so I am trained in Hindustani classical music. I'm trained in Kathak, and all those trainings I used to do in my theater career. I wouldn't say career because it was uh, almost unpaid uh,
Okay.
work. The kind of theater we used to do was
Mhm.
not professional theater. Uh, we used to do amateur theater, but in pretty good scale and pretty good content we used to do. But coming from a middle class family, what happens is that one time you have to decide that you want to survive first, and then you want to get into acting. When I shifted to Bombay from my hometown, people actually thought that I would get into acting because people used to know me as a theater actor. But I saw the scenario, and I'm talking about 20, 21 years about 2 decades back.
Right.
And that time, I was a thin, lanky guy, uh, and uh, I didn't see myself fitting into that sort of content which was getting made that time.
Okay.
Then with OTT coming into our lives and with content becoming the hero,
Yeah.
you know, storytelling becoming the hero. So I saw an opportunity that okay, now I can fulfill that Adhura sapna, that
That
the
inner
dream
desire,
which I
the fire.
shelved,
Yeah.
the inner desire and the dream, yeah, which I shelved. I always loved acting because acting is one form of art, is one form of performing art where I can put in everything, my dancing skill, my singing skill. Uh, I'm a voice actor, so
Yeah.
my voicing skill, I can do so much of stuff in this one uh, performing art that which I cannot do otherwise. So I always wanted to act, but I waited for the right opportunity. Uh, the wait became a little longer. It became
Yeah.
almost 2 decades. And now, when I saw that this is the right time to get into performing arts, get into acting, then I left my corporate job. It was a very cushioned job, but I decided to move on and decided to get into acting. So yes, that's how my acting thing came into picture.
Yeah, sure, sure. Definitely. And does Criminal Justice 3, in which you played a small part, did it fulfill your dream, or kind of were you feeling accomplished with respect to your acting ambitions after you played a
See,
part in Criminal Justice?
see, what happens is, if you ask any actor that, are you happy with what you have done? So I don't think any actor will say yes.
Hmm.
I don't think any actor would say yes. Was I happy with the part which I was playing? I'm happy. I'm always happy with anything I'm playing. It doesn't matter the screen time is less or more. Rather, in Criminal Justice also, what we shot was much longer,
Yeah.
and due to uh, length and story flow, they had to cut out some scenes. So it was not the full performance. When I did, it was quite a long performance which I did. But I'm happy. Criminal Justice is a very successful show. It is very widely viewed. I think it is one of the most viewed web series of this country.
Right.
So I was happy to be a part of it. It doesn't matter how long, how short the part was, but I did. It was a very difficult part to play because what happens is I was playing a forensic expert.
Yeah.
So basically, uh, I couldn't act. I was not allowed to act because I was giving away information.
Yeah.
And when you're giving away information with a straight, serious face, you don't have any opportunity of
Emote.
emoting anything, no emotions, nothing.
Right.
So for an actor, it was challenging because I had to show my presence, my
Yeah.
abilities without even expressing anything, you
Yeah.
know. So with a straight face and all. So it was challenging. I loved doing it. It was great working with Rohan Sippy, great director. And of course, sharing screen with an actor like
Tripathi. Mm.
I'll do it again. And sharing screen with an actor like Pankaj Tripathi and shwetabasuprasad, they are like brilliant actors. And
Yeah.
to share screen with them itself was very satisfying. But yes, I would say that I would love to do more and more work with more people, more directors, more production houses, more casting directors. I want to thank Casting Bay and Abhishek Banerjee
Right.
for casting me in the other series which I'm doing for Netflix. Um,
Okay.
and for this one, there's another casting director called Paresh who casted me for this, and I'm really thankful and grateful for them that they gave me this opportunity.
Definitely, we would love to see you in you perform in those upcoming web series and other programs. So yeah, and we would love to catch up with you once they come on the OTT. So
Sure.
yeah,
Rather, I'm tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to Goa for to shoot another web series,
okay,
um,
great. All the
which
best.
is for MX Player and Hangama Play. So
Okay,
I've already done one for them before, which is called Tera Chalawa, which
yeah.
is available
Yes.
on MX Player and Hangama Play. I'm doing this is the second web series I'm doing for that channel.
So you have your hands
And
packed right now, and yeah, we would.
by the grace of God, yes, I'm getting good opportunities. I'm doing whatever is coming on my way. Of course, every actor has to be choosy. So I'm also choosing the right work which fits my personality, where I feel challenged to do something which
Right.
is different from what I have done previously. So, and as a character actor, you have this option, you have this choice of doing it.
Yes.
For the lead actors, the choices becomes very less, because if you're an action actor, all the films you get are action led. If you are a romantic actor, all the films you get are romantic stories. But as a character actor, when you work, your horizon is very large. You have a large choice of
Right.
choosing the right kind of work you want to do.
Right.
So I'm enjoying it right now. Hopefully, you'll see me more on screen with larger roles and with much
Sure.
more prominent work.
Yeah. So all the very best to you from me and from Team Cineblues, and we wish to catch up with you very soon. And thanks for
Thank you, Avan.
thanks for giving your interesting insights about your
Thanks for having me.
roles. And that's all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Avan. Thank you for having me.